Hello, guys. How are you? Welcome to Black Business Monday. I'm your host, April Ryan. We've got a lot to talk about today. I'm excited. We've got a new, I don't think we've kind of delved into this area before. I think I see her. Hello. Hey, Soror. How you doing? All right. Mitty, hi. Let me see. I'm going to here. Here we go. Well, it's not new, but the aesthetic is new for us. And I'm waiting for them to join. There. Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine, guys. We are venturing into a Black-owned business, woman-owned business here in Washington, D.C., and it is called Peel House. Peel House. We're not peeling oranges. Peel House. Peel House. I'm so excited. I was introduced to them by the great Paul Wharton. He told me to put on my muumuu and come down. I said, my muumuu? I know, right? I'm like, Paul, my muumuu? But anyway, the way I understand it, the Peel House does everything. You know how you see all the gorgeous, glamorous people and their beautiful skin? Well, a lot of those beautiful people come to the Peel House. So hello, guys. Sorelle, hi. Sorelle, you're the owner, right?
Sonya, myself, and Wendy, yes.
Okay, well, both of you. Okay, well, where is Wendy?
She is down. She's not feeling well today, so she couldn't join us, unfortunately.
Well, Sonya and Sorelle, thank you for joining us. This is a big deal. We got a lot of people joining today. You got a lot of clients in around town who like you. So talk to me. Number one, this is a Black-owned business, top tier Black-owned business. How and you're this is not something for you that you take lightly, because a lot of people just pop up and just say, "Oh, I'm gonna do a med spa." You guys are medically trained. You what is it? Registered. You're a registered nurse, right?
I'm a nurse practitioner,
Nurse
board
practitioner,
certified.
board certified nurse practitioner. She attended Johns Hopkins in one place, and I mean, both of you come at this in a medical type of approach versus just business and setting up shop. Correct?
Correct, absolutely.
So, what do you guys find? Yes, Sonia. Thank you for chiming in.
Yeah, no problem. I wanted to also, well, first, thank you for having us on.
Yeah.
But I wanted to say that I am expecting a patient, so you may just be here with Sorelle, but I wanted to jump in on early just to say hello to everyone too.
Well, I'm glad. Get your patient. I'm not mad at you, but I'm glad you're here. I'm glad I got a chance to meet you guys. So you come at this as a service not just for Black people but for all people. And talk to me, guys, about how you pulled this together, how you became this well-known, fabulous, luxurious place that everyone comes to get their skin, their massage, get everything taken care of, and look so beautiful here in Washington.
Great question. So Wendy, myself, and Sonia collectively have well over 30 years of experience in aesthetic medicine. So we're not new to this at all. But we came together because of an idea that we recognize that there's a huge need for representation, just greater representation and understanding of the treatment in a safe way of skin of color. We treat everybody, of course, here, and a lot of our patients are not Black people. But we know that Black folks need a safe space to be able to come and have their aesthetic and their skincare and their anti-aging goals met. And we stand as, as those professionals in the space.
Anti-aging goals, ladies. Anti-aging goals met.
We
All
get
right.
a lot of people that say that they're afraid to go to even dermatologists because they are unable to treat our skin safely and effectively. So it's really important to be able to go to a safe space, as Sorrel said, and get treatments that are going to be not only safe for our skin, but also will be able to give us the result that we're looking for.
And that's so important, and particularly for skin of color. I'm not just going to say Black skin. A lot of people, every what I found out for myself, and I don't do a lot of this, but what I found and what I've heard, every skin type, every skin tone doesn't match every application. And so, right, thank you. I'm not a doctor, but
Who taught you that?
journalist. I'm supposed to know a lot about a
Right.
lot of things.
No, it's very
But no, I
true.
yeah.
It's very true. And every skin type or racial group has different considerations that we have to apply when dealing with their skin. But then there's also aesthetic standards that are different from one group to another, right? So a Black woman will not want necessarily to look the same way as a white woman at her best. And so those are things that we take into consideration when we're treating people.
So, and I'm going to say this, and I know you do for men and women as well, but when did you see an influx of women saying, wait a minute, I need to start take care of myself? Because a long time ago, particularly for Black women, they're like, oh, that's a luxury I can't, afford, or I don't want to focus on me. When did you see the shift in that mindset and more people coming to you?
I will say, April, yes, it's a mindset, but also we've noticed that people feel it's taboo to take care of your skin. And I don't understand the rationale for that, but it's taboo to get injectables. It is taboo to wear sunscreen. It is
Wait
taboo
a
to
minute, just even sunscreen, something as simple as going to the five and
you
dime. You can see how old I am.
you've heard it, black don't crack and beige don't age. Well, that's not true. We know that is not true. Every ethnic group has their own differences with aging. So we may age a little bit different than someone else, but we all need things like sunscreen. And aging on us may look a little bit different. So for instance, on someone who may be Caucasian, they may get drier skin, fine lines and wrinkles, where we get larger pores, moles, melasma, and hyperpigmentation. All of that is still created by or exacerbated by the sun.
All right, let's back up. Layman's terms, melasma.
Yes.
What is that?
So melasma is a situation with the skin where there may be it's also called the pregnancy mask. So it may look like some hyperpigmentation around the cheeks, on the forehead, on the chin,
I
around
see that
around
a lot, like
and you
right here.
see it
And
and
then,
you see it
yes.
a lot.
Yeah.
Right. It is brought on by hormonal changes, typically when someone is on birth control or pregnant or going through the change of life, menopause. It can flare up. But what they don't know is even though those things are brought on by hormones, things like the sun and heat can exacerbate it. So it makes it worse. So if you're not wearing sunscreen and you know that you have melasma, it's not going to go away without sunscreen.
Absolutely.
So
So,
we try to educate our patients.
so what about, and I like that. And what about hyperpigmentation? Tell me about hyperpigmentation. I know what it is. And especially on the face, that's the worst thing that you can get when you're trying to have that clear complexion. Now, before we even get into that, do you ladies have on foundation or is this just your pure skin?
We have no makeup
No
on.
makeup on.
I'm
Just
done. I'm
mascara
done.
and some lip gloss.
Yeah.
I'm done. You're literally glowing
Yeah, just a
through,
little blush,
you have a little blush
bronzer.
on.
Thank you.
This is our goal for our patients. We always talk about having makeup optional skin here. So, we put makeup on when we need to, but on a day to day, we're pretty barefaced. And we want our patients to feel as confident in the skin that they're in without having to cover it
Amen.
up.
So somebody is being sarcastic. Wear a hat and drink water. It's a little bit more than that.
It's a lot more than that.
Yeah, it's a lot more than that. I mean, yeah, I was, and sleep. Okay, yeah, but everybody doesn't sleep well. How about that? And sometimes that CPAP doesn't work and no alcohol. We get it, but what if you want to have a little, stop. Anyway, so talk about hyperpigmentation. That's what your grandmother used to say. Baby, no alcohol. Baby, put a hat on when you go outside. Baby, all of that. Drink a little water. It's more than that though. So beyond that. So tell me what hyperpigmentation is, and then tell us about treating your skin well.
Sure. So hyperpigmentation is just an overreaction of our body's natural process to make melanin, right? And so
Mhm.
that usually happens as a result of some sort of injury or insult to the skin. So blemish, a cut, a surgical incision, something like that. And what happens is when the body is prompted to overproduce that melanin, we need something to interrupt that process because it won't stop on its own. It will just continue in that process of overproduction. So you just keep that dark mark. So, as Sonya mentioned, sunscreen is a huge part of the battle, right? Because we're protecting ourselves from the sun's rays that worsen or at least keep that overreaction happening. But then we also need regular treatments. So we do treatments on site, professional treatments, as well as skincare that's used at home to manage hyperpigmentation. And the treatments we do here are myriad. We have lots of chemical peels. I mean, we're the Peel Haus, right? We love peels, which, by the way, are safe for skin of color patients. A lot of people are nervous about those. We have laser treatments, and we also have an array of skincare that help with the pigmentation process at home with controlling it.
So what is your most popular procedure or product, what have you, that so many people come in for?
Well, our
With
most popular,
Botox?
we'll
Okay.
talk about that in a moment, but our most popular is actually our HydraFacial and our chemical peels because we have a membership that allows our members to get one of those treatments every single month. So the basis of that is just understanding that with consistency, just like with exercise, just like with your diet, with consistency, you can see improvements in the health of your skin. So we see our members every month for skincare. So those book out the quickest. But then beyond that, Glowtox is one of our favorites.
Wait. Is it Glowtox or Botox?
Glowtox. And so that let us explain. That's something that we coined over here at Peel Haus, and it's where we pair a chemical peel with Botox or wrinkle relaxers. Okay.
Wait a minute.
And
Rainbow relaxers?
yes, so wrinkle relaxers.
Like
Okay.
Botox.
Yes, Botox is the most commonly known one, but we carry several different Botox variations. Okay. And we pair the two of them together. So you get them done in the same visit. You get your chemical peel first, and then you see me afterward for Botox. And it's a great intro treatment for people who have never had any aesthetic treatments before. I always say because it makes people believers. In 7 days, your skin is bright, it is glowy, your wrinkles are gone, you look better rested, you look more pleasant, you look more awake and alert. And it's a really great way to kind of see what's possible.
And you become a believer.
Hmm. So do you have people coming in for Glowtox for headaches, or do you have them coming in for those little lines? And everyone says that you can tell when someone has Glowtox or Botox or whatever you want to call it, because they don't, when they laugh, you don't see the foreheads move.
Well, I mean, we try to inject people to keep them looking like themselves. Our aesthetic here is very much about you looking like yourself on your best day, right? So we are not trying to recreate Kardashians, no shade to them, or have people look like someone other than themselves. Yeah, we really want you to look as elevated as you can for yourself. So, we don't have that complaint often. Now, listen, Botox is definitely going to get rid of the wrinkles. That's the point, right? But there's nothing wrong with not being able to scowl at somebody.
Okay. I just had someone say, I must say I'm 64, almost 65, and I've been taking care of my skin and my face for more than 30 years. People, I'm not going to say, well, people know how old I am, but my late mother, she used to always do the oil of Olay. This is taking it to that next level. Remember, this is taking it to that next level. Oil of Olay, that crowd, and there's nothing wrong with oil of Olay. That was the thing and still
Or
is the thing.
Noxzema or Pond's. We still have people coming in with all of those things, which is really funny. But I will tell you, um, uh, we get patients all the time that say, you know what, I don't want to get anything because I don't want to look crazy. I don't want to look overdone. I don't want to have chipmunk cheeks, or I don't want to, I
Have a
don't want to look
duck
like that person.
bill. Have a duck bill.
Have a duck bill, right? And so when I always let people know that the folks that you see walking down the street that look, what you call crazy or overdone, they've had injectables. But the people that you see that look absolutely spectacular,
A lot of
they've
them
had
don't know.
injectables.
Yeah.
Okay. And it really comes down to the injector. And we have the injectress. And she is phenomenal. And I've been injected by everyone I know in Washington, D.C. Okay. Since I was 35, and I
And,
am now 55.
and
And
Sorelle is the
so
best
And
one.
Sorelle is the best because not only is she just injecting, she is trying to find your best angles, bring out the best features of your face, and not to overdo it. She's just trying to make you, look like your best self. So it takes an artist to be able to do that, and she absolutely is an
And
artist.
it's so interesting in this time when everyone wants to take that right shot, that those angles and stuff. You've got young people so concerned about where they look, the way they look, and using these things now in stores. What would you say to young people who want to augment what God has given them or enhance? When is too young?
We have people who are pretty young come into us regularly. And my advice is, in general, for folks who are in their 20s, focus on your skin, just the health of your skin, right? Injectables are typically not necessary that early, but we can certainly focus on laying a good foundation for you to age upon, which is just healthy skin, good products, and, doing like have healthy behaviors.
Mm. So, and then when you get in your 20s, what's a healthy behavior? What's a healthy behavior at 30? What's a healthy behavior at 40? What's a healthy behavior at 50?
Great question. So this is going to be the I guess easy answer is that it's different from person to person, but in general, generally speaking, healthy behaviors at 20 are going to be just routine, high quality skincare, washing your face every day and night, right? Making sure that you're wearing sunscreen every single day, even when you're in the house all day, because if you can see the sun can see you. When we get right, when we get to our 30s, we want to make sure that the quality of the products that we're using is a little bit higher. So we might move away from like the Sephoras of the world and get onto medical grade skincare, just because those active ingredients are going to be more powerful. We also can start to invest in some routine professional skincare. So whether it's monthly or quarterly, you want someone who understands skin to put their hands on your skin to help to improve whatever issues you might have. And if there's any problems that are happening, you want to start to address those as soon as possible, because the earlier we can get them under control, the better your skin will age.
I
And
want to, and before you go to the next one, I want to welcome everyone to Black Business Monday, sponsored by Jer Candles. And I especially want to welcome Contrarian News, where I do the Tea with April on Thursdays at 5 o'clock. Guys, sign up for a subscription because it is the best news source out there. So yeah, so Sonya, go on and finish telling me about, because I know when you get to the 50s, maybe late 40s and 50s, or even in your 40s, there's retinol people take care, try, yeah.
start that in your 30s.
Really?
Absolutely. But it really, as to piggyback on what Sorelle was saying, the earlier you start these treatments, the better, because it's easier to kind of leave your skin as it is and where it is. Then it's easier to do that than to try to put it back where it was, if that makes any
Yeah.
sense.
To
Yeah.
maintain.
And yes, it's easier to maintain, but we have a lot of people that are like, can you can you make me look 20 years younger? Sure, we can do that. But it really will depend on what it is that you are trying to accomplish. So we help people at each age and stage of their life.
Wow.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I mean, a lot of people have different skin types, as we talked about earlier. What about the people with sensitive skin? I've run into a lot of Black women who have eczema. I've run into a lot of Black women who have seborrheic dermatitis or psoriasis, what have you. Is there a special kind of effort that you do with those women?
I'm going to let Sorelle answer these questions.
Your,
My patient is
your
here. I'm going
patient
to
is there,
present.
not your
Yes.
client, your patient.
My patient, yes. It was so nice to meet you, and we hope to see you all at Peel House. Of course, I'm going to let her follow up, but follow us at peelhouse.com, and
Yes,
we hope to see you all
her
soon.
patient,
My
guys.
patient.
Glow, look, Glowtox. Anyway,
I'm just
or
gonna tell
peel
you.
or Glowtox. So yes. What about sensitive skin? What happens there? And do you recommend them to dermatologists or what have you?
Yeah, a lot of times people have sensitive skin because there are underlying skin conditions that do need addressing, right? And so as much as we can address here, my background is in dermatology and plastic surgery, also in family medicine. I'm very comfortable with helping people get their skin under better control, but we don't take insurance, right? We are aesthetics, so we will refer people to
Yeah.
dermatology when
Yeah.
needed if they have something like rosacea. A lot of Black people walking around with rosacea who do not know, and their skin is sensitive as a result of that underlying inflammation. Or seborrheic dermatitis, as you mentioned, can affect all through the face, sometimes even into the chest, even though it typically begins in the scalp.
Mhm.
So these are things that we can recognize here and either address if we have the capacity to, or refer the patient out and then bring them back once their skin is under better control.
So here's the business part of this. How did you get to this moment of being the Peel House? I mean, everyone doesn't start out being grandiose and fabulous right away. Very few people do. But what did that climb look like to get to this place?
Lord, it took a lot. It it took lots and lots of connections. I have 9 years in aesthetics. My partner Wendy, who's on the business development side, she's got over 22 years. So we have lots of baseline clinical information as well as business information to aid us. But quite frankly, we tried multiple times to get an SBA loan, and we finally were able to secure one that allowed us to do a full build out of our building and get everything into place the way that we needed to. Yeah.
Oh. And that's interesting. I mean, and thank you for sharing that because a lot of people don't realize it takes infusions of money after, even after a certain period, to continue to be fabulous and climb. And that's the piece. That's one of the reasons why we have Black Business Mondays, to let people know that you too can be this person. However, it takes this, it takes that to get where you are. And yeah, what's your number? Well, the roundabout guesstimate, because I don't want your competition. But oh, we gonna find out. What what's your client list? How many clients do you please or patients do you have?
Patients currently, I think we're just over about 1,500.
Hmm.
And we've been
That's a
in
lot.
business, it's pretty good. We've been in business for just over a year and a half.
That's
So we've
yeah.
been climbing, yeah, we've been climbing steadily.
Yeah. And you have a lot of celebrity clients, and that's yeah. So that's saying a lot. So what would you tell the young person, the young Sorelle, the young sorority sister who wants to be you?
Oh my gosh, young Sorelle would have never even imagined being in this position. I would have never been like had entrepreneurship on my radar. So it would have been amazing to have known that. But I think for other people, I do regularly mentor other women who are in my position, who are interested, meaning they're in aesthetics and they're interested in making moves in a similar way.
Hmm.
And I just encourage them. We need, absolutely continue to need more representation in the space. And as you had asked a question earlier about, I'm sorry for the noise. You asked a question earlier about when Black people were, we started to kind of notice or look into aesthetics. Botox aesthetic, for instance, has been around for almost 25 years, but it wasn't until 2020, right? Pandemic, the reckoning that was happening around the country in terms of the racial conditions, where the aesthetic industry really started to pay attention to the fact that they were excluding pretty much everybody except for white women. And those of us who worked in the industry, who had always been the squeaky wheel, like, hey, what about Black people? What about skin of color? They finally started to pay attention. So then they started to incorporate into their marketing Black women, Asian women, Hispanic women, and men, even more so. And that is really when the industry started to boom. Between that and also just us being at home and looking at everybody through Zoom, right? Like we never had the opportunity really to look at ourselves in animation
Yeah.
before Zoom. And
Yeah.
that called a ton of attention to people's sort of the way that they looked, right? So their appearances, and then coming in saying like, I didn't realize I looked like that on meetings. Can you help me? So I think it was just this perfect kind of like convergence of occurrences at one time, but it all happened in 2020 and the industry in general boomed, but we saw a huge increase in interest amongst people of color.
I was scared to go out honest to gosh, I was scared to go out, and I was wearing a mask. I wasn't going anywhere because I did my makeup one day. I was on Stephen Colbert, I think. And someone said, "Oh, April got facelift." Or so I said, "Well, I get a facelift." I said, "That's called makeup." I was in the house. I wasn't trying to leave. But it's interesting because if you really want to change versus just doing the contour and stuff, this is the place. This is what you do, I guess. You go, to soften the lines, to enhance the skin tone, enhance the complexion, etc. So that's really interesting. That's really because we are such a visual society. We've always been, but now that we have these little phones in our hands, Sorelle,
Yeah.
people want to show your best side, and we're always posing and finding the angle. I still don't know my light or the angles. I don't even care. So, but at the end of the day, what would you tell people? Because everyone here is not able to see is not able to be in DC and see your place right now, but there's some people who are in this area. What would you say to those who live outside of the DMV? What should they look for if they're looking for a place like yours, like the Peel House?
I would say research, right? Do your research, figure out the credentials of the person that you're going to see, ask them about, where they train, how often they train, because aesthetics is such a fast growing industry that we're constantly learning new techniques and new safety methods, etc. But start with skincare. Just start by creating a relationship with the person who's going to be touching your face. It's your face at the end of the day, right? And the same way that you want to have a relationship with the person who touches your hair, you want to have like a partnership with whomever is working on your face. Patients come in to see me, they're not just typically, there's some who we have a relationship now where they'll come and sit down and say, do whatever I need. But usually the conversation is, what do you see? What do I see? How can we kind of work together to get to a place where we're happy? And I'm so glad that you mentioned makeup before, because when we think about injectables, I am a huge proponent for Black women considering injectables. I'm not interested in pushing anything on anybody. But I think it's a great tool to consider using when you think about makeup. The things that we can do with injectables basically mimic what we do with makeup on a daily
Yeah,
basis, but that would be your face on a daily basis without the makeup, right?
yeah.
So we're trying to help with the shadows, right, and finding the light. We can actually change where the light hits you so that it looks like your younger self with injectables, which is fantastic.
Mm, yeah, I don't like needles, but you
You'd
know
be
what?
surprised how many people come sit in my chair who are so scared of
I'm
needles.
gonna. Yeah, I don't do needles. So you know what? Something that I do want. I want a lymphatic drain. Do you do that? Lymphatic drain. Oh my God.
Yes.
For a lymphatic drain for my face. Those face
Yeah.
massages are the best things in the world. And then what's that thing called? You talk a HydraFacial. I love a HydraFacial and a lymphatic drain. I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna find you.
Absolutely. Yeah, we have two different facials that include lymphatic drainage. So one is the HydraFacial, and we have something else called the Jet Peel. Both of them will provide deep cleansing, exfoliation, extractions, but then also they'll infuse serums into your skin to hydrate and nourish the skin. So yeah, we have options for you.
Not a needle, right?
No needles at all.
Yeah. I
No needles.
Yeah. So is there anything else you'd like to add? Because I want people to know that we're in all sectors, and this is amazing. You are in Washington, D.C. Hello, some of us cards, some of our people who've been on Black Business Monday before. If you are in business in Washington, D.C., and you've got a lot of celebrities and you're doing magnificent work. Um, and I just think that we need to highlight all types of different organizations, businesses, etc., in Black Business Monday. And I'm just proud that three Black women are doing the thing who are in medicine, not just setting up shop just to say, hello, I'm here. They're in medicine, so they have an understanding. And if they can't treat you, they send you to a dermatologist. And that's what I like. Because a lot of these people are setting up shop without this kind of background and doing things. So what would you say in your last statements, and what would you say to new entrepreneurs about starting out?
Well, to patients, I would say that it kind of touches on what Sonia said earlier. It's okay to take care of yourself. It is okay to prioritize yourself and to decide that you want to invest in your appearance. We all know the power of looking in the mirror and liking what you see looking back at you, right? And the value that having that on a daily basis has on our feelings of self-esteem, our confidence, how we vibrate in the world is impacted by that feeling. And so there's nothing wrong with investing in helping yourself to look good. And that can look a lot of different ways. At Peel Haus, you know, Sonia loves to brag on me. I'm the injectress, but we do a lot of things. We do full service skincare. We do injectables, but we also do things like medically supervised weight loss. We have laser treatments that are good for laser hair removal or for treating hyperpigmentation, uneven skin texture, etc. We
And
have
laser tightens up your skin too,
it can.
right?
And yes, and we have energy-based treatments that can tighten the skin. We have nutritional counseling, and that goes along with the medically supervised weight loss. We can treat hair loss. I mean, and we have, of course, a full array of plastic surgery procedures that are delivered by a board-certified plastic surgeon who's also a Black woman. So we are full service here, and your entry point can be anywhere, right? So you don't have to be coming in for Botox. I will not take it personally if you don't come see me, but just understand that Peel Haus is a place that really aspires to be home for everyone. We really want everyone to feel welcome and safe here.
Wow. I'm really excited about this. I definitely want to get a lymphatic drainage. I want one so desperately. So, because you see everybody doing it, I'm like, oh my gosh,
They're great.
a good facial is the best thing.
It's so
So, yeah, with that said, Sorelle, I appreciate you. All of our sorority sisters appreciate you. That's Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Thank you very much. Yes. So, guys, you just had another edition of Black Business Monday with the Peel House here in Washington, D.C. The Peel House. And I want you guys to look them up and just think about it. I mean, they said aging, if you want to tighten skin, if you want to move a line or two.
After removed, right? Like any
Yeah.
of these things. Yeah.
Yeah, so check them out, look them up, and figure it out, if that's what you want. But this is once again another Black-owned business for Black Business Monday. Black Business Monday is basically this, it's meant to be an alternative to going to such and such place that doesn't support us, right? So here you go. Sometimes we're going down that out, like you said, some of those old medicines, or those potions and lotions that we used to get.
Mhm.
They do it. So there you go. And this is not an endorsement, but this is just introducing you
Yeah.
to another Black Business for Black Business Monday. And Sorelle, thank you. I thank Sonya and I thank Wendy. They're with their patients. And unfortunately, Wendy's not feeling well, but I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'm going to stop by. I'm going to drop by when you don't know I'm coming by. So I'm going to drop by. I'm gonna get a HydraFacial and a lymphatic drain.
I love it.
I can't
We
wait.
can't wait to see
Yeah.
you. Thank you so
Someone
much,
said
April.
online. Someone asked us, do you do online consulting?
We do virtual consultations, and you can book those online on our website. We also have a digital skin analysis that every single person who comes in for a consultation gets as a complimentary portion of their consult with us. So it gives us some really great digital information, objective information to use when we're putting together your treatment plan.
There you go. There you go. Go to their website. What's the website again?
It's peelhaus.com. So that's PeelHaus.com. And we're Peel Haus on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
Paul Wharton, thank you for introducing me to Sorelle, Sonya, and Wendy at Peel House in Washington, D.C. Guys, another edition of Black Business Monday brought to you by Jer Candles. Jer Candles, go there too. Go online now to look at them. I appreciate you, Sorelle. Can you show ways to get the best skincare? Go there. Go to peelhouse.com, guys.
Absolutely.
And call Sorelle. Call Sorelle. Let her know. Show her love. See you guys. Thank you, Sorelle. Be well.
Thank you, April. Take care.
Talk to you. Bye bye.
Bye.